Breonna Taylor's incident report had came out.
And Breonna Taylor was the 27-year-old woman that was asleep in her apartment, and the
Mm-hmm.
cops came in and shot and killed her.
Forced their way
Forced their way
in.
in. Yeah.
And while they were trying to force their way in, her boyfriend was calling the police
Right.
to say, I was saying police. I mean, they were
Somebody
calling
was
for
trying.
help. Someone was trying to get in, but
Yeah.
unbeknownst to him, it was the police who was trying to get in, and they busted in and then shot Breonna Taylor. I want to say 8 times.
8 times. Yeah. While
8
she was
times
asleep.
while she was asleep, and so the incident report has just been released a few days ago, and they left it completely blank.
Well, yeah. I ain't surprised at all.
I'm not, but it's just I don't even know what to say. It's just
It's sick.
well, I'm lost for words only because I've never seen anything like this before. Like I've seen other things where on video we see it, and then but this one is very it's the first time I ever saw where we all know what happened
Right.
with the 911 call, and then with her autopsy being done. Like we already know what happened.
Eyewitness. Her
Yeah.
boyfriend.
And then here we go with the incident report, and they left it completely blank. The only thing that they had on there, her name, social, date of birth, all that,
Yeah.
all that tomfoolery, and then they put on there because there's a question: was there a forced entry? And they put no.
Wow.
And then was there any accidents or injuries? They put none.
So when they say it wasn't a forced entry, were they saying that because did they have a warrant? Because that part I know.
They had a no knock warrant, but one, they had the wrong address, and then two, the guy that they were actually looking for was already in police custody.
Wow. And nobody. So what the communication? Like nobody knew he was already in jail.
That's one of the things I'm just like,
Right.
I've never
That's
seen
crazy.
anything like this.
Like when they call
before.
it in, they're like, we're in pursuit of so and so, so and so.
Right, why
Nobody
they-
at the station was like, hey, hold on, bro.
Wait, hold on. I think he in the back.
Yeah, like hold on, we
I
got
think we
it.
already got him. Yeah. That's just pure ridiculous, but it does not surprise me. And when they say there was no accident, so that means that y'all killed on purpose?
Or she died of natural causes. Like, I'm confused.
27 years old. She ain't dying on natural causes.
No.
Yeah, that's the same they tried to do with George Floyd. He said
Right.
he had like heart conditions,
Yeah.
or pre-existing conditions.
Yeah, and had hypertension, high blood
Yeah,
pressure, and
like-
the sugars.
Like, nah, y'all are killing people.
But it's just that
And you
was
know, and
just,
we all know nothing's gonna happen from it. I mean, we
Well,
know
that's
any of
why-
the cops are gonna be indicted or anything.
But that's one of the main reasons why there's still marches, there's still
protesting,
rioting, looting,
yeah.
protests, all that stuff, all
Right.
that kerfuffle, all that's still being done because of stuff like this.
Right,
And
right.
saw right there in Atlanta, I think it was Friday night, another unarmed black man shot and killed by police.
You
It's
talking
not
about?
gonna-
No, I ain't gonna go into that one
It's
because
not
I
gonna
ain't done
stop. I
the-
haven't heard about it.
I haven't done the research about it, but it was him they were trying to arrest him, and he had the police taser and then ran off and they shot him. Like, I haven't got into grave detail about what happened, so I ain't gonna bring that one up because it's a whole nother story.
Right, right.
But Breonna Taylor, totally opposite of what just happened in Atlanta. She wasn't doing anything.
Nothing.
They got the wrong house, wrong person. They had a no knock warrant, which means they not knocking on your door and be like, "Hey, this is the police. We have a warrant, and this is who we're looking for." They just busted in
right.
and just started shooting.
And that's crazy that we cannot be in our homes and be safe. Just like I think
Right.
about Bonham Jean. What's his name?
Botham Jean.
Botham Jean. He's in his house eating a bowl of cereal, and a white cop comes in. A white woman cop comes in.
Confused about her apartment or where she
And
stayed.
we've never talked about this on the show, but I can tell you one thing: I have never, and no matter if I was drunk or sleepy or whatever, I've never went to the wrong house.
Never.
Once I move into a place, I know where that place is at.
I've never even went to the wrong car.
Me either.
I done forgot where I parked, and I still don't even go to the wrong car.
Exactly. I mean, because you just know it's instinctively where your space is at. So it's just sad that we're not even safe in our own houses.
Right. But the last time I saw this was during the 60s and the 70s, during the Black Panther movement.
Right.
And there was a leader in one of the soldiers in the Black Panther movement. He was very powerful, and I totally do not remember his name, but
Fred Hampton.
I think that was him.
What's his
Maybe
name?
that was him.
Fred Hampton.
But he was. Everybody in his house was asleep, and the police had busted in and shot everybody.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it was the FBI.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
And the only thing that they were, because back then, the Black Panther movement was considered a terrorist group.
Yeah.
So it was
But
like
the
they really
KKK
didn't even
not.
need anything to just go in. But they did have an informant that was like, this is where he lives, this is where they're meeting at. And so, which is one of the reasons why black people don't trust each other.
And y'all want to know who the informant was or is?
I don't even care.
Yeah, I would like to know though.
Well, because I was going to talk about it later, but go ahead, Gary.
I always spoil your
Since
segment.
yeah,
Go
go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, this is your show.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Reverend Al Sharpton.
Okay,
Wow.
yeah, okay, that ain't what I was going for. It was somebody that was low key. It was another one, and I'll talk about him later on.
I can believe that about Al Sharpton. I can believe that.
Him and Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson has always been a
They've
coon.
been
I
FBI
can't say
moles
that.
for decades.
Yeah.
Well, you can't say what.
The C word. Coon.
Okay.
You
can
the
say
C
it.
word.
Right.
You know, it's sad, guys. It really is. Like, this is what we living in. But at this point in time, the police, they're a terroristic group. I mean,
Yeah.
they're terrorists. They're not just,
Always were.
the KKK. You gonna label the Black Panther as terrorists, but you're not labeling the police department. You're not labeling the KKK. You're not labeling all these people.
Well,
who
it was
are
white
actually
people
going
in
out.
charge, so of course they not.
True that.
They'll
True that.
defend the KKK's First Amendment, but then tell the Black Panthers they are a terroristic group.
Right. Because the Grand Wizard be the police chief.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Because they don't wear capes no more. They don't wear hoodies no
No,
more.
they just wear uniforms.
Right, and suits.
Mm-hmm.
Then your doctor's office and your dentist's office, they everywhere.
They everywhere. And
Right.
you know what? And it's one thing that we didn't say we were going to discuss it, but I seen a post on Instagram the other day, and somebody was saying, guys, you know, it's not just cops, it's doctors, it's lawyers. We get treated differently everywhere. Like, have you ever been to a doctor's office? Judges, everybody, even the lady who work at the drive-thru at McDonald's got an attitude with me when I roll up just because I'm a black woman. You don't even know me. Like, we get treated differently everywhere that we go.
Right.
And we're always the most forgiving people. That's the only thing that makes me mad. Is because you ain't gonna see no black woman walking up to no Latino woman saying, go back to Mexico, and getting in her face, and then they fight it. But you'll see a white woman doing that all day long, and they still give them more respect than they give us.
It's the
just
damn
because of
Christians.
Yeah, just because of the color
Their
of their
religion.
skin. It's ridiculous.